Hi, my name is Jerry Trousdale. I'm Director of International Ministries at City Team International, and I'm also the author of Miraculous Movements, How Hundreds of Thousands of Muslims are Falling in Love with Jesus. One of the great privileges I have at City Team is the privilege of managing the data and the field reports as they come in from around the world, and being able to track what are the trends and what are the things that are most important in disciple-making movements. And I would tell you unequivocally that the single most important critical element of disciple-making movements is always prayer. Everything starts with prayer. In my own life, I can tell you it was a season of fasting and praying and saying, "Dear God, how in the world do we engage this unreached people group that seems unreachable?" And that season of fasting and prayer, I believe, directly led to us discovering disciple-making movements. When we have visiting leaders from Africa come and stay in our home, the disciple-making leaders, traditionally I will have them and I will hear them in the far part of the house singing, worshiping God, and praying, sometimes for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours during the night. It's sort of a normal discipline for people who are deeply involved in disciple-making movements, that prayer is just the center that holds of everything else. It's the most important thing. We've seen Muslims as they come to faith, and they have had the experience of praying 17 times a day, but it's rote, and they'll tell us in their reports. It never had meaning, but now we realize the living God hears our prayer. Here's our worship to Him. Here's our heart poured out to Him, and He responds to us. And so prayer then goes to a whole new level for Muslims, and they are extraordinary prayer warriors. Prayer starts when you're thinking about, "Lord, I want to move in this area. These are the people I want to touch." You begin praying for them. Prayer begins sometimes with research. "Lord, this is the spiritual environment. These are demonic sorts of things that are going on in this community, and I pray against them so that the Spirit of God might move in this area, and we would see mighty move of disciples making disciples, and churches planting churches here." Beyond that, in Discovery Bible Study, as prayer is introduced at the very first, as people begin to getting together, it becomes part of the DNA of just who they are. And as churches are born, they're born intercessory churches. It's one of the remarkable and powerful things about disciple-making movements is how they're so intrinsically linked to prayer. So I would encourage you, I would nudge you, that if you're thinking about disciple-making movements, of the whole process of engaging lostness where you live, begin by prayer. Pray for the people that you want to be touching. Ask God for open doors. Ask God to show you people of peace in the community. Ask God to begin to empower you to be able to lead initiatives and engage people in ways that would show God's compassion. Ask God for opportune moments to engage people at their point of need, and you'll find a receptive heart. You're going to find that you can't outpray God, that the more you pray, the more you will see the mighty hand of God move. May God bless you as you move deeper and deeper into the heart of God as you communicate regularly and powerfully with Him.